Okay, hi everyone, Daryl here from investbangkokproperty.com. Today's explainer video is actually about Thailand property inheritance laws, taxes, succession and wills. This actually stems from a few questions from a few clients which I received. A few people have been asking me about what to do if I buy a Thai property, how can I leave it on to my beneficiaries, how do I will it, what are the succession laws in Thailand. I've had some experience because I had a client who had to go through this, and also I've been taking some time to compile from various sources. I have contacted a few law firms and a few Thai government bodies, and then after that I came together with this to form this presentation. Okay, so just a bit about ourselves. So a bit about us. So Kevin and I, we run investbangkokproperty.com. We've been dealing with Bangkok property since 2012. Our clients actually come from places like China, Hong Kong, Singapore, Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia. We have a closed group. So this is actually our URL to the closed group. I'll actually leave it in the description below. You can actually join the closed group. So quite a lot of people, they have joined the closed group and then they have posted their property for sale or whatsoever, and they've transacted on their own also. So inside the closed group, right, you need to request, then the administrators, we will actually add you in. The group is about 1,500 over members currently and growing. And we just started a Facebook page, so we're actually late to the Facebook page and the YouTube channel type of thing. So our Facebook page, we just started a couple of months back. Our YouTube channel also just a couple of months back. Yeah, so you're watching the YouTube channel now. If you've not subscribed, please do so. There's a subscribe button somewhere around. So just find it and click subscribe. Then we promise to give you useful articles in your Bangkok property search and your, so we can, if you're looking for more information about how to buy Bangkok properties, where to buy, procedures and everything, and location, site visits, we'll actually post it all up on the YouTube channel. Okay, so today's topics, right, we'll be speaking about taxes, succession, and wills. So these are the three topics that we will be talking about today. So the taxes, right, this is actually with regards to inheritance. The Thai government actually passed the country's first inheritance tax law, and it came into effect on 1st February 2016. Okay, this one, this is actually a slide that I copied from a previous presentation. This inheritance tax, right, is levied on an inheritance value more than 100 million Thai baht, and the tax is only levied on the amount above the 100 million Thai baht. Okay, so the inheritance tax rate, right, is 10% of the total value of inheritance for the inheritor who is not a descendant or ascendant. So for example, if I were to leave all of my assets to example, maybe my friend, okay, then the total value of my assets is maybe 150 million. So the 50 million, which is above the 100 million, will be taxed at 10% because my friend is not a descendant or ascendant. Okay, but if I were to leave like 150 million to my children, okay, so my children split equally, then this 50 million, right, which is above 100 million, will be taxed 5% of the total value of inheritance. Okay, so actually for most of us property investors, because one bedroom unit in Thailand varies from anything from maybe about 4 million Thai baht to the really high end ones are like maybe 11 or 12 million Thai baht. Yeah, so the thing is that we will never ever have to pay this inheritance tax unless you accumulate so many properties, right, that the total value of the inheritance, right, is more than 100 million to your descendants, then the inheritance tax rate will kick in. Okay, and one thing, yeah, the Thai government is quite smart in the sense that they also know that the really wealthy, they will try to save on inheritance tax. So what they'll do is that they will actually start giving gifts. They give gifts to their family members or whosoever, and then they actually levy a gift tax. So if let's say somebody has like 200 million, then he wants to try to lower his inheritance, the inheritance that he's going to pass on to somebody to maybe less than 100 million. So he gives like 50 million, but there is still a gift tax. So the gift tax will be levied on the immovable property, which is the property that exceeds 20 million Thai baht. So anything above 20 million Thai baht, right, the tax rate will follow the personal income tax rate. So the personal income tax rate, right, it's here. Here. Okay, so there's this personal income tax rate. So if you take a look, right, when it goes to like 2 million or 5 million, right, your personal income tax rate is 35%. So actually it's not worth it to actually give the property as a gift. Okay, so the Thai government actually is trying to plug the loophole whereby the wealthy, they try to disseminate their wealth before they pass on, so that the next generation don't have to pay inheritance tax or pay less inheritance tax. So the Thai government has levied this gift tax. So if you're really, really, really very wealthy, and then you want to do this, then please take note that you'll be levied gift tax. Okay, then now we talk about succession. There are two things to talk about. One is that if you have a valid will, what will happen to your property? And if you are without a valid will, what will happen to your property? Okay, so let's take with a valid will first. Okay, you can actually draft your will in your home country. So if you're in China or in cities like Hong Kong, or in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Taiwan, wherever, you can actually draft the will in your home country. But this will has to conform to Thai law. So if your will does not conform to Thai law, your will can be nullified by the Thai court. Okay, so the will can be contested, and if it's found to be invalid, the law of intestacy will come into effect. That means that it's like as though you got no will. Okay, so to some people we call it the Intestate Succession Act. Okay, so what happens if somebody does not have a will? So if you don't draft a proper will that conforms to Thai law, the Thai court will deem that you do not have a will. Then this law of intestacy will come into effect. Okay, so what happens when you don't have a valid will? Okay, the Thai court will actually look at this act, the Civil and Commercial Code of Thailand, okay, to go about establishing how the succession to your estate will look like. Okay, so there are actually 6 classes of statutory heirs, and the surviving spouse is a statutory heir. Okay, so this is actually in section 1635 of the Civil and Commercial Code of Thailand. Okay, so what it means, right, is that there are 6 classes, and their entitlement applies in the following order. Okay, so you as the spouse, so if let's say husband and wife, one of the spouse passes on. Okay, so how the court will look is that, okay, the spouse by default, right, is a statutory heir. So then they will look at these 6 classes. Okay, these 6 classes, right, need to follow this order. Okay, what it means by follow this order means that, okay, in the event that, let's say, let's say that one of the spouse passes on. So let's say husband pass away, left wife and children. So how to divide? Wife will take 50%, and after children will take another 50%. So what happens if let's say husband pass away, leave behind wife, okay, but they don't have children. Okay, if they don't have children, only have, let's say, parents, so 50% will go to the wife, then 50% go to parents. Okay, so now husband pass away, wife left behind, don't have children but got parents and siblings. So wife will take 50%, parents and siblings, right, the 50% will be shared equally by all of them. So you got 2 parents and 2 siblings, right, then the 50% will divide by 4. Okay, but when it comes to this class order 4, 5, and 6, right, it's a bit different. So if let's say husband and wife, husband passes away, wife is left behind, don't have children, don't have parents, don't have siblings, only got half siblings, grandparents, uncles and aunties. Wife will take 2/3, 1/3 will be shared equally among half siblings, grandparents, uncles and aunties. So if total got maybe one half sibling, one grandparent, and maybe 3 uncles and aunties, right? And total 5, right? So this 1/3 of the asset will be divided equally among these 5 people. Okay? So what are the properties that can be inherited? Okay, now we talk solely about properties. We don't talk about shares. We don't talk about cars and all that. Okay, so we only talk about properties. So what are the properties that can be inherited? There are 3 forms of properties which we'll talk. One is freehold condominiums. Number 2, right, is land. Number 3 are leases. Okay, when I talk about leases, there are condominiums in Bangkok whereby you don't own the freehold title to the land. You own a long-term lease. So there are places in Bangkok whereby it's not freehold condominium, but you buy a 30-year lease. Then you can renew this 30-year lease at the end of it. So essentially, normally for 3 terms. Okay, so essentially it's like a 90-year leasehold. Okay, so that is considered leases. Okay, so and some people, they want to stay in a landed property, so they also enter into a long-term lease with the landowner. So maybe they lease the land for 30 years, then they build a villa on it, and 30 years later, right, they will renew the lease. Okay, so now we talk about the condominium. So first we have to understand the Condominium Act, which was actually enacted in 1979. What it states is that actually foreigners can own up to 49% of the aggregate floor space of a condominium. Okay, if you've been watching our previous videos, we already explained this very clearly to everyone. Okay, but this is the first criteria, and then after that, right, next, right, once, if let's say the condominium has available foreign quota, which means that foreigners still own less than 49% of the aggregate floor space, means I can sell to a foreigner. Okay, then the foreigner who I want to sell to or transfer the name of this condominium to must fulfill one of these 5 criteria. Okay, so the first 4, right, are normally not what foreigners fulfill to own condominiums. When you are purchasing a condominium in Bangkok, normally you are under number 5, this one here. Okay, so number 5, what it states is that any non-Thai individual or juristic person, so we talk about non-Thai individual, juristic person means company, okay, who has brought foreign currency into Thailand or who has withdrawn Thai baht currency from their foreign resident Thai baht account, or who has withdrawn money from a foreign bank on deposit in Thailand. Okay, so pursuant to this section 19, paragraph 5 of the Condominium Act, the amount of currency required under this paragraph is defined as not less than the price of the unit to be purchased. So actually, that's why there is an article which I wrote about the buying procedures. You're supposed to transfer the condominium, right, using the telegraphic transfer. So in your place of residency, so like if you are from Hong Kong, you go to the bank, then the bank, you will write, I'm transferring this money, telegraphic transfer over the bank. Cannot do remittance. I do telegraphic transfer, transferring this amount of money to this developer for the purchase of this property, and then the transfer slip, the telegraphic transfer slip, will have your name. If not, then inside the description must have your name, so that they know that this person, this particular individual, has transferred this amount of money into Thailand. So the Thai government wants to see that this particular person brought in foreign currency into Thailand. Then he can be issued ownership of a condominium. Okay, so where does the confusion start from? Okay, so next we talk about foreigner to foreigner. If let's say I'm a foreigner, I pass on, I leave the property to my children. My children also foreigner. Okay, never increase the foreign quota, okay, can transfer, okay, can leave behind, they will receive it. However, if let's say husband and wife, husband is okay, husband is foreigner, Thai wife, okay, Thai wife has a condominium, Thai wife pass away, leave the condominium to the husband who is a foreigner. If let's say the condominium has already 49% of the aggregate floor space is already owned by foreigners, you cannot own this property. You will still have ownership. You will still, sorry, not you. You will still inherit the property, but you have to transfer it to a Thai national or sell this condominium within 1 year if don't have foreign quota. Okay, that means you marry a Thai national. Thai national has a condominium, pass away, leave to you. You are a foreigner, don't have foreign quota in this development. You have to sell it or transfer it to a Thai national within a year. You cannot sell it after a year. The director of land department has the right to sell. Okay, how they will sell? They will put it in public auction. Okay, then after that, the public auction will bid, and then your property will be sold off. Okay. So where's the confusion? Okay, because if you take a look at the Condominium Act, okay, the Condominium Act clearly states, right, that individual who owns the condominium title, the title to the property, the person's name who is on the title deed, that individual has to be the one to transfer the foreign currency into Thailand. So a lot of people are asking, I am the one who transfer the foreign currency into Thailand. If I pass on, I leave this property to my children. My children never transfer the foreign currency into Thailand. Are they eligible to own this condominium? That means put their name in the ownership of this condominium. Okay, strictly speaking, under Condominium Act, they are not allowed to. But you all must remember that succession is spoken about inside the Civil and Commercial Code of Thailand. Okay, so take a look at section 1599 and 1600 of the Civil and Commercial Code of Thailand. What it does is that it provides that an heir who inherits properties of every kind as well as his rights, duties and liabilities, except those which by law or by their nature are purely personal to him. What this means is that if your parents leave a property for you, they are the ones who qualify under number 5, which is this one here, this thing here. Okay, you being the heir to the property will also inherit this property under this option 5. Okay, so very clearly, right, the Thai law does not state that if let's say a foreigner passes on, the beneficiaries, right, do not qualify to own the property under the Condominium Act, because succession is spoken about in the Civil and Commercial Code of Thailand, not the Condominium Act. The Civil and Commercial Code of Thailand actually precedes this, is above of this. Okay, this one was already spoken about by the, I can't remember which department, but by the Land Department of Thailand on a couple of occasions. And we've also seen cases of this kind happening. Okay, so what happens if let's say like now somebody passes on, foreigner passes on, then the foreigners beneficiaries, the heir to the property, right, what must they do? Okay, so what the beneficiaries must do is that they must register the property with the relevant land office and present these documents. So first document is actually the deceased death certificate, present to them, the last will or any inheritance documents, and any court order that appoints an administrator to the estate. Okay, then next, right, you need to draw up a family tree to show the land office, right, the family tree lah. So who inherits what, the land office will know. Okay, so then any other documents to support the inheritance claim. Okay, the main reason why you need this any other documents is because if you do not have a court order, right, to appoint an administrator to the estate, right, there is a 30-day public announcement that has to be made. Okay, and challenges can be filed. to challenge your claim over the property, which is the people inheriting. Okay, and if let's say no challenges are filed or you successfully inherit the property, then you have to pay the transfer fee and the specific business tax. It's the same as though you are buying a property. Okay, so you pay the transfer fee, 1% buyer's transfer fee, and then the specific business tax, right? If the property has been held for less than 5 years, right, you have to pay the specific business tax as well. So the taxes are really covered in a previous presentation explainer video as well. Okay, so then what happens if let's say you inherit land? So if let's say your spouse is Thai, then your spouse passes away, then he or she owns land, then what you suddenly you inherited a Thai plot of land. So what happens? Okay, so foreigners, right, cannot own land. There are some cases of foreigners owning land, but these are few and far in between. Do not assume. Okay, most probably you cannot own land. Okay, so 99.99% you cannot own land. So just remember, foreigners cannot own land. You can inherit the land, but you cannot register your name as the owner of the land. So what must you do? Same like the condominium, if you cannot transfer because foreign quota fully sold. Yeah, I mean fully filled up. So you need to sell off the land or transfer to a Thai national within a year. Same thing, if you cannot sell after a year, the Director of Land Department has the right to sell. They'll hold a public auction and sell off your land. Okay, so what about succession or leases? So there are some properties, right? When I talk about leases, I talk about property leases, okay? So some people, they actually own properties not based on a freehold title. They don't have the title deed. What they do is that they have a long-term lease. So the property on long-term lease, like 30-year renewable leases. Some people, they say, okay, I don't want to buy a condominium. I want to enter into a long-term lease agreement with this person. So I lease his land for 30 years. I pay him like a fixed amount. Then after that, this renewable for 3 terms. So altogether, total 90 years. Okay, upon death, right, any lease is actually null and void. Unless, right, provisions for the death of the person signing the lease agreement, right, are included in the agreement. Okay, the things to take note, if let's say you enter into a long-term renewable lease, but anyway, for us here at investbangkokproperty.com, right, we never encourage clients to enter into long-term renewable leases. But if you enter into a long-term renewable lease, what you need to take note is that you need to include provisions inside the lease agreement. How to do that? Few things to take note. How to do that? You look for a competent lawyer. Don't know the competent lawyer, please kind of look for us. We will refer one to you. We deal with many lawyers in Thailand. Okay, and then after that, next, right, you have to insert a clause to allow the heir to inherit the lease. This is number 1. Number 2, right, is that you need to allow the heir to will the lease. That means, like for example, you pass on to your children. Your children must be able to pass on to their children as well, and whatsoever. Okay, so these are few points to take note to include inside the lease agreement. But I'm not a trained lawyer. I'm just sharing this legal knowledge with you. But I'm not a trained lawyer. You have to look for a lawyer in Thailand. Okay, so if you need recommendation, then you come to us. If not, normally we try not to recommend unless the client asks us, because we don't have any conflict of interest. So you can look for any lawyer in Thailand. They will assist you. Look for a lawyer who's competent in English especially and Thai, so they can translate properly. Okay, so now we touch on wills. It is actually advisable that you should make a will in Thailand. Okay, if you own a Thai property, you can make a will. Like for example, I reside in Singapore, so I also make a will in Singapore. I can include my Thai property inside my will, which I made in Singapore. But my will in Singapore must comply with Thai laws, and after that, also fulfill the following criteria. Okay, so the person making the will, right, the testator, right, must be at least 15 years of age and must have full mental capacity. Okay, so the will must be either in Thai or English. Okay, so there's provision for us to write a will in English. Okay, and then the will must be signed and dated by the testator in the presence of 2 witnesses who cannot be beneficiaries in the will. That means if let's say I ask a witness, right, the witness cannot benefit from my will. I cannot will certain things inside my will to this person who's the beneficiary in the will, and must have full mental capacity. Okay, so how do you make a will? The will is to be made and executed in the district office. Okay, so there's actually like a depository, and this will is actually kept secret. You as the owner of the will, right, you can alter the will anytime. You can go down with a newer will and tell the district office that this is the latest will, or you can make changes to the original will. Just go down to the district office. But of course, consult a lawyer, a Thai lawyer. Uh, Essentially, we're still foreigners, so we consult a Thai lawyer. There are some very competent and affordable Thai lawyers. They will administer the will for you. And normally, right, what we do is that if you purchase a property from us and you want us to handle all these matters, which most of our clients do so anyway. So what they do is that they actually ask us about how to do up their will and how to protect their estate, especially their properties in Thailand, and make sure that the properties are passed on to their descendants. Then what they'll do is that normally they will ask us to ask us to be the witness to their will, or let us know that there's existence of this will, and also at the same time they will let their family members know that if anything were to happen to them, then they have properties in Thailand, and if they don't know how to claim the properties in Thailand, right, then they can look for like Kevin or myself. I'm not exactly the youngest, but I'll still be around for the hopefully foreseeable time. So we do assist clients in these matters. We're not here to just sell you the property. Then after that, we don't take care of all these matters, because a lot of people, they actually purchase the Thai property, right, to build up a asset base for their next generation. And some people have already made money. Some people have already done their wills and everything. So the Thai property investment, right, also forms part of a larger portfolio. So some people, they have properties all over the world, in Hong Kong, then New York, London, Malaysia, Singapore. Then after that, they also have one in Bangkok. So they actually, this property that they purchased from us in Bangkok forms part of a whole estate. And please let the people who are administering your estate know that if anything were to happen, not sure, come and look for us. We have a real estate agency in Thailand. You can actually contact us. We will help you out with all these matters as well. Okay, so this is something that a lot of people actually don't think about, but there are a substantial number of clients that we have that always ask us this question. So this video, right, is actually to try to clear some confusion and let everyone know about the succession process in Thailand when it comes to Thai property. Okay, this is actually the article, so I'll leave a link of the article in the description below. This is actually the website that we have, investbangkokproperty.com. So you can go there. We actually provide site visits, property reviews, and everything. So I'm Daryl from investbangkokproperty.com. On behalf of Kevin and myself, thanks for watching this video. Do make sure to subscribe. There's a button somewhere below, the red button that says subscribe, if you're not already subscribed. And if you like the video, just click the thumbs up button. And you got any comments, you can just feel free to either drop myself or Kevin a message. We respond fastest on WhatsApp. If not, then you can just leave a message at the YouTube description below, the comments below. Yeah, so that's all, and thanks for watching.